Today, I'm going to give you 510,000 reasons to not start a trucking company. Hello, my name is Gary Hansen. I'm the president of Professional Insurance Strategies. We specialize in helping businesses like yours take the guesswork out of insurance. Today, let's talk about trucking insurance. If you own or are thinking of starting a trucking company, know that you are going to be a magnet for attorneys and people looking to capitalize on any accident you may have. Today, I'm going to try to help minimize your risk by looking at this problem from the side of a victim that was just in an accident with you or one of your trucks. Given the sheer size of semi-trucks, accidents involving them generally result in more serious injuries and body damage to vehicles. According to the National Highway Safety Administration, approximately 510,000 crashes were reported to police nationwide in 2019. That's in 2019. These crashes involved big trucks like yours. Of those, 4,479 crashes resulted in deaths, and 114,000 of those crashes resulted in some type of injury. In 82% of the cases, the fatalities were not occupants of the large truck. Think about that. That is 510,000 opportunities for you not to have the correct coverage or a mishap that could cost you and your company. Cars typically weigh between 3,200 to 6,000 pounds, while tractor trailers can weigh 33,000 to 80,000 pounds. Large trucks also generally are taller and sit higher off the ground, which can result in cars sliding under commercial trucks and accidents at great peril to the occupants. 18-wheeler truck accident settlement claims are similar to car accident claims with a few key differences. As a trucking company owner, the stakes are high and more complicated for you in an accident. I'll discuss these differences in detail so we can protect your rights. Today we're going to cover what are the common causes of truck accidents, understanding trucking regulations, how attorneys show fault in semi-truck accidents, what you should do after a truck accident, and what are the most common causes of truck accidents. A good place to start is trying to make sense of your truck accident claims is to understand some of the most common causes of them. This will help train drivers correctly to avoid potential claims. So here are the most common causes of truck accidents. Driver fatigue. This leads to tired truck drivers. Failure to maintain a safe following distance. Sometimes, you see stuff in traffic, you see stuff on the interstate, major cities where traffic is tight and there's accidents as a result of that. Someone slams on their brakes, your driver can't adjust quickly enough and rear end someone. Unsafe lane changes and visibility problems. I already told you about the height of trucks and just their poor visibility. Next up, drug or alcohol use. This can be a leading factor in some accidents. The last thing is defective equipment or incorrectly loaded cargo. And again, we see this time and time again, or we see the plaintiff's attorney trying to show that your driver had an improperly loaded vehicle or was carrying cargo or had defective equipment somewhere on the vehicle itself. Next, we need to understand the duty of care and driver negligence. Drivers of passenger vehicles are required by law to practice a reasonable duty of care to look out for one another on the road. They follow traffic laws and try to avoid collisions. Because trucks are much more capable of causing catastrophic accidents, truckers are held to a higher standard, and because this is their profession. When it comes time for an insurance company or jury to determine fault in a trucking accident, they will expect truckers to follow their duty of care, and in addition, they will generally look in two areas: violations of state and federal trucking regulations and evidence of negligence. Due to this higher standard truckers need to adhere to, courts will often view any violation of regulation as negligent action. Again, they are professionals, this is their profession, and so they need to be held to that higher standard. As a business owner, you need to understand trucking regulations. Obviously, The trucking industry in the U.S. is regulated by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration and a Department of Transportation, so FMCSA and DOT. The regulations are lengthy and mandate how a trucker should behave in essentially all aspects of operating a commercial truck. These regulations are recognized for their safety benefits on the roadways. Two of the most common regulations that get violated are the commercial driver's license requirements. Anyone operating a semi-truck, trailer, or 18-wheeler must have completed their CDL training. These standards vary slightly state by state, but they all must meet a baseline federal DOT requirement. CDL training teaches truckers maneuvering techniques, parking, backup, etc. They talk about defensive driving practices, and then also maintenance and safety measures, etc., etc. Typically included in a CDL licensure is a physical fitness, an examination, and a drug screen process. Logbook rules. Another legal requirement placed on truckers is that they maintain a logbook. The book records information such as route details, delivery dates, etc., weight of the truck, the number of hours per day a trucker is working. While these are the most common regulations, they are hardly the only regulations that a potential driver could violate. Some of the others would be designated working hours per day. While these are the most common regulations, they are hardly the only regulations that could be violated and an accident victim might go after. Some of the things that they also would go after when we talked about the safety in driving and drivers being distracted or tired would be the designated working hours per day. Next is weight limits. There are some companies who might dodge weight limits or might go over a little bit, but if you're in an accident, believe me, the plaintiff attorney or the insurance company for the plaintiff is going to find out what was the weight, and so you need to make sure that you protect other drivers and avoid damage to the roadways. Here's some other things you can control to operate a safe company. Was your trucker using a cell phone? Make sure you have a cell phone plan in place in your handbook. Estimates show that using a cell phone increases the chances of an accident by 23 times. Does your driver have a record of accidents or criminal behavior? Again, this goes back to driver screening. If you do this up front, this will help with potential problems down the road. Was your driver under the influence of medications, narcotics, or alcohol? Again, drug screening, random drug testing programs are very beneficial to companies, and insurance companies like to see that. Did your driver fail to account for blind spots when changing lanes or parking? Again, in today's technology, there's so many things that you can put on your truck that are inexpensive that would definitely help take away those blind spots and warnings and that type of thing. What is your driver's financial background? Do they have large outstanding debts? Again, this is part of the screening process. In terms of a trucking accident claim showing that a driver violated their duty of care is going to be the top thing that a plaintiff's attorney will try to do. They also look at your trucking regulations to make sure they are followed, and obviously traffic laws will be something attorneys try to expose as well. Here's what you should do after an accident. Truck accidents are typically more complicated than a regular car accident, so if you're in one, be sure to follow the best practices. First of all, call the police. Even if the accident seems minor, call the authorities, get the police report, or at least responding officers' contact information at the very least. The seeking medical attention is a big thing, and you want to make sure that people get the proper health care that they need. You'd be surprised, a day or two after an accident, people start feeling bad. They haven't heard from the insurance carrier, and so they're calling people, they're talking to their friends are saying get an attorney and whatnot. So next step is gather information, document everything you can from photos to witness statements to surveillance video, take notes. The more information you have, the better. And again, if you have front-facing cameras in your trucks, that is huge. That makes a big difference. Contact your insurance company, obviously, file a claim with your insurance carrier, and be aware that you might be contacted by the other party's insurance company. And one thing that I see time and time again is drivers for your company will not return the phone call of an insurance adjuster. They're busy. They don't want to make a big deal about it. They don't have time, or they just simply neglect to call the insurance carrier back. And that is a recipe for a huge claim. So please have your explain to your drivers that they need to call the other insurance company back, even your own insurance company. When it comes time to figure out who is responsible for damages in a trucking accident, the number of possibilities is far greater than a normal car accident. If you were in an accident with your semi, the possible parties that might be held liable include obviously the trucker, the owner of the truck or tractor trailer, the company who loaded the cargo on the truck could be held responsible, the manufacturer of the truck could be held responsible, the person or company who leased the truck from another party. So this is a third party down the line. In many cases, all these parties may be involved with the claim, because any good attorney on the plaintiff side is going to throw whatever they can against the wall and see what sticks. If I haven't scared you away with all that information, I will let you know that trucking accidents are complicated. Unfortunately, they're frequent, and they often result in serious injuries or fatalities. Trying to minimize or eliminate the top causes of trucking accidents for you and your company. Trucking accidents are often due to driver fatigue, drug abuse, improper cargo, or unsafe lane changes. The key to any claim is showing fault. With truck accidents, this can be done through breach of duty of care or violated regulations, as we spoke about before. After a truck accident, be sure to call the police, seek medical treatment quickly, gather information, and notify your insurance company in a timely manner. Have a plan, have an accident plan in place, and that will make sure that your trucking company is successful. And we know that accidents are happening, and if you put some of these things into place and you have a good plan of action, you have good safety and plan, maintenance plans, all that, good hiring practices, you'll negate a lot of these issues that come up. So thank you for watching our video today. I hope I was able to provide some information for you. If you are starting a trucking company, I wish you the best of luck, and remember that professional insurance strategies, we take away the guesswork out of insurance. Thank you.